Elon Musk destroys Jasmine Crockett in Congress. Her empire collapses on the spot is a dramatic scenario that captures the imagination of millions who follow the intersections of politics, technology, power, and media influence, because the moment Elon Musk walked into the congressional hearing room the air was already thick with anticipation. The flashing cameras of journalists eager to record every gesture, every pause, every sharp exchange, and as he sat down before the microphone his expression carried that familiar mix of calm confidence and quiet defiance that has made him a global icon not only as the billionaire innovator behind Tesla, SpaceX, Neuralink, and X formerly Twitter, but also as a cultural figure who represents disruption, rebellion against entrenched systems, and an uncompromising belief in radical progress. And across from him sat Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett, a fierce and articulate political voice known for her ability to dominate hearings with fiery rhetoric and relentless questioning, a representative who has built her public identity on challenging those she sees as abusing their influence, and thus the stage was set for an extraordinary clash, one that would not only pit individual against individual but also expose the broader tensions between entrepreneurial vision and political authority, between private innovation and public accountability. And as the questioning began, Crockett's tone was sharp and uncompromising, accusing Musk of misusing his platforms to spread disinformation, to amplify voices she labeled dangerous, to allegedly undermine democratic institutions, and she hammered away at him with legalistic precision, citing reports, committee findings, and media narratives that portrayed him as reckless, irresponsible, and intoxicated by unchecked power. Yet Musk, instead of faltering or retreating, leaned forward with the subtle smile that often precedes his most devastating counterpunches, and in a voice calm but cutting he dismantled her framing piece by piece, pointing out contradictions in her statements, challenging her grasp of technological realities, exposing how little understanding many lawmakers had of artificial intelligence, rocket engineering, or the delicate economics of electric vehicle manufacturing. And the room shifted as staffers, reporters, and even other Congress members began to sense that the balance of authority was changing, because for every accusation Crockett hurled, Musk responded with data, real-world achievements, and examples that reminded everyone present that while politicians debate endlessly, he is out building rockets that land themselves, satellites that bring internet to rural villages, cars that outsell the century-old automotive giants, and platforms that, despite controversy, have redefined global communication. And then he pivoted, turning the interrogation back onto Crockett herself, asking bluntly why a government that claims to champion innovation so often suffocates it with bureaucracy, why leaders who speak of progress seem threatened by those actually achieving it, and why someone like Crockett, who claims to stand for the people, seems more invested in silencing voices she disagrees with than empowering open discourse. And in that moment the chamber grew tense, because Musk had not only deflected her attacks but also reframed the entire conversation, painting himself as the builder, the doer, the risk-taker, and portraying Crockett as the symbol of a stagnant system addicted to regulation, censorship, and rhetorical grandstanding. And as she attempted to recover, raising her voice and pushing more aggressively, Musk interrupted with undeniable evidence of how his ventures have created tens of thousands of jobs, driven America to the forefront of space exploration again, accelerated the adoption of clean energy faster than any government program ever could, and provided global communications infrastructure in times of crisis, from war zones to disaster-stricken regions, achievements so tangible and vast that they dwarfed the abstract accusations hurled at him. And slowly, visibly, the power dynamic flipped, with Crockett's interruptions sounding more desperate and Musk's responses resonating with a clarity that spread far beyond that room into headlines, viral clips, and the public consciousness, because it was not just a verbal duel but a symbolic unmasking, the empire of political posturing collapsing under the weight of real accomplishment. And by the time the session ended, Crockett, who had entered with the intent of destroying Musk's credibility, found herself overshadowed, her rhetorical empire shaken, because Musk had not only survived but triumphed, showing millions that when raw innovation collides with political theater, the latter crumbles on the spot.